さあ、じゃあスチールライジングの続きをしましょうか。ですね。で、前回の続きなんですけど、はい、このジョゼフ・バルサモの工房を見つけるってやつね。なんかね、適当に探索してたら、たまたまここに来たんですよ。で、ここにちょっとムービーがあったんですよ。カリオストロ伯爵と、ボーカンソンの奥さんかな。なんか奥さんを連れて行く、まあなんか誘拐みたいななんかムービーがあったんだけど、間違えて見ちゃったんでまあそういうムービーがありましたとさ。で、サブミッションのこのジョゼフ・バルサモの工房ですね。まあとりあえずこれから行きましょう。さあ、レッツゴー。オープン。工房を探索する。
This notebook appears to be very old. I should show it to Abbe Gregoire.
古代の言語に精通している指揮者のみがこの文章を解読することができるだろう。はい。ってことは、アイギスには、読めないと。アイギスってどこまで文字読めるんやろ。一般文字は普通に読めるんかな。王からの、なんだよな、これ、書術っていうかな。伯爵閣下って書いてるから、これはあれかな。これ多分、ルイ16世かなんかでしょ。から、カリオストロ伯爵への手紙かな。我々の計画に支障が出お前らグルかよあ、でもこれ結構最近の手紙じゃね。貴殿が説明した通り、あの踊り子はサンクルーを抜け出しパリへたどり着き、貴殿が説明したような機能を使って、我がオートマタの軍勢に攻撃を仕掛けているのであれば、踊り子はなぜ命令を無視して我々に牙を向いたのか、急ぎ原因を解明せよと。だから結構最近ですね。多分このアイギスのことでしょが、サンクルー、一番最初のところですね。から動きそう。バイオハザードとかで動いてるやつや、これ。から、移動してってことですね。で、まあ、前回だっけな、サイドミッションで、カリオストラ伯爵のもう目の前にね、いましたんで、その後とかにやったのかな。まあ、時系列はちょっとわかんないけど。まあ、お、すげえ、戦勝の鍵爪みたいな。お、すげえ、草園の塊。あ、キャリッチの、草園の塊2個取れましたね。うまー。一応ね、あと、ちょっと使うかわかんないけど、この炎と氷ってやつを武器をね、レベル4にしました。5が最大なので、もう1個手前ですね。あともうちょっとで、なんだっけな、なんか足りないんだよ。あ、塊が足りないんだっけな。なんかあればもう5にできる。これ結構楽しいんですよね。これか戦勝の強そうっすね、これ。かっこいい。連打することができる。間違えた。連打することができる。連打する。どういうことこれ。連打する。攻撃はあれよね、いつもの鍵爪よね。連打するってどういうことやろ。なんか敵おったら試してみたいな。うわ、
So that is the name that the Comte de Cagliostro uses to conduct his business discreetly.
ジュゼッペ・バルサー。あ、ジョゼフ・バルサモ、ジョゼフ・バルサモっていうのは、こう、だから要するにこれ、カリオストラ伯爵の工房ってことか。てかまあよくよく見たらなんかいっぱい吊るしてあんな全然あんまり気にしてない。この視点でしか見てなかったけど、よくよく見たらいっぱい吊るしてあるわ。なるほどね。あいつの工房かいあいつ何個工房持ってんねんマジでどんだけ工房あんの。ありすぎやろ。いろんなところであれやろ、作りすぎやろ。ストーリーかな。ちゃうかったわ。警視総監の手紙。えーっと なんか取ったけど、これはちょっとよくわからんな。もうちょっとちゃんと理解して読んだらあれかもしれんけど、なんか同じような置いてあんな。どっかと同じような置いてあるわ。手紙ばっかりやな。メスメル石からの手紙。あ、これなんかあれやんね。なんか与えた技術をなんか変なことに使ったら許さんぞって言ってた人やな、このフランツ・メスメルって。でこのメスメル医師から教わったよね、伯爵は。
Rosette, you're so beautiful. You'll stay with me always, n'est-ce pas? Without you, mon ami, I'd be all alone. This box is covered in astronomical symbols. It's no use. I can't get it open. I should show this to Monsieur Bay.
ワイーさん結構優秀やな。なんか何でもかんでも頼りにされてる感あるもん。なんか困ったことあったらバイーに言ったらなんとかなると思ってる節あるでしょ絶対。とりあえず言っとけばなんとかなるっしょみたいな思ってるでしょ。よいしょっと。よし、こんくらいかな。はいはいはいはい。敵はおるな。てかなんならここにもおるわ。よいしょっと。死んじゃった。死んでしもうた。燃えてるから分からんけど、ここでなんかやってらっしゃるわ。嘘。溶けた。敵が溶けた。強ってか強っていうか敵が弱すぎてあれやな、話にならんってやつやな。もうちょっと強い鉄球野郎みたいなのとかがいないとお話になんないですね。あ、ちょうどいいや。ここあれがあるやろ。何だっけ、あれウエスタか。ウエスタがあるんで、なんか休憩しておデブちゃん起こしましょう。ウエスタしよう。あんでやってないっていうか取ってない間に一応アップグレードして合力を20の最大ですねまで、上げました。一応最大ですね。なんか20は最大っぽい。だから多分全部20かな。今合力だけ20ですね。次多分もし上がったら機械効果かけようかな。走行値上がるっぽいんで気持ちでも1上がって20上がるんやったらレベル20までいったらとんでもないことになるけどね。カチカチアイギスになっちゃうってなわけで、よいしょっと。武器弱くてもアイギス自体の攻撃高いからそれ相応に戦えるよね。これなんかちょこちょこ敵増えてるんよね。なんかいろんなところにこんなんおらんかったもんね。危ない。結構食らうんよねこれ。だって脳強化っすよこの武器。いてえ。しゃやべ、連続ヒットしたらえぐいダメージになるなこれ。楽しいのではこれ。お強っ。この武器すごく楽しいのでは。しかもこの攻撃さ、まあスタミナ結構使うけど、 あと終わった後の反動がちょっとでかいかな。体勢がふらつくんでちょっと動けなくなるんですけど、1秒ぐらい、1秒ちょいぐらい動けないですけど、でも多分強いと思う。結構遠距離からどつけるし、強化してもいいかもねこれ。ああ、保管庫の鍵はここで使うんか。なるほどね。新エリア保管庫、はいはいはい、ありますね。すごい場所やな。よいしょっと。マクベス夫人の鉄線。あ、また草原の塊や。ラッキー。あ、めっちゃ取れるな。新しい武器も結構取れますね。マクベス夫人の鉄線。お、すげえ。おしゃれ。ダガー投げ。可能な場合ってどういうこと？可能じゃない場合があるの？あー、これ、眼薬使うな。なるほどね。遠距離できるの強いと思うねんけどな。まあ、おいら、なんかあまりにも使わなすぎて、眼薬540個あるんで適当に投げても、まあ、そうそう減らない数なんですけど。しかも別に敵倒せばまま取れるんでね。ここに来てなんか面白そうな武器が結構取れますね。まあ、これにするか。さっきまで黒使っとってんけどな。取れた。大樽。樽かよ。ラボアジェに油を渡すと。はいはい。いや、これで終わりかな、ここ。オッケー。じゃあ、もう一個行こう。あ、これか。よいしょー。普通に行けたわ。そうや、忘れてな。こんなんあったな。ティールリー宮殿。はいはいはい。うわー、めんどくさいのおるわ。犬もおるし、番犬もおるし。あおう。あおう。お、強い強い。普通にめんどくさいな。当たらんのよな。こいつ一番強いわ。バカやろ。オッケー。強いというかめんどくさいっていうか。オッケー。僕なんか結構めんどくさい敵いっぱいおんな。よくよく見たら。これもそうやけど。いいてー。ぶっちゃ火力だけはバカみたいに強いよな。フルチャージアタック俺もチャージ攻撃最大にしたら威力上がるみたいなモジュールつけてるんで強いっす。相当火力出るんで。よいしょっと。どここれ。ここ多分関係ないよね。あー、ここか。はいはいはい。なるほどなるほど。ここに通じてるんか。もうほんまにスタート地点ですね。今のところは。スタート地点ではないか。まあいいや。ここになんかあるな。何これ。全然大したことなかったわ。あ、でも12個ってすごいね。どこまで持てんねやろな、これ。この飛躍眼薬すげえな。なんか物ごっちゃごちゃしてるけどな。はいはい。エッセンスはありがたいですね。敵倒さなくても楽できるか。この上か。どこや。金庫どこにあんねん。なんかまだ上あんのこれ。金庫はそこにあるけど。わお。めんどくさいことこの上なんや。いってやましょよし。刺されると大ダメージなんですけど、刺されへんかったら大丈夫。差し詰め金庫の番人といったところか。これか。あ、でちゃうやん。全然違うやん。さよなら。 全然違うやん。金庫どこにあんの？あ、上か。ほい。あっちにアイテム。よいしょっと。ちょっといい箱やん、これ。さっきから結構いいアイテム取れてるんでね。あったわ。終鉄。惚れ人の、あ、これあれじゃないですか。オイラが使ってる。これと同じやつですね。あ、来た。これ投げナイフや。惚れ人の袖鎖かな。袖なんかな。仮面が口を開けナイフの弾幕を敵に発射するって書いてある。へえ。遠距離もできる。結構な量飛ばしてるな、これ。2個使うんか。でもこれ結構いい気がするんよな。とりあえずこっち装備するけど、これガードやからさ、ガードってそうそう使わないんですよ。強化できたら強化しようかな。で、目的の場所どこよ。遠いな。おー、マジかマジか。シンプルにめんどくさい。だー。とりあえずこの痛い。危ね。こいつを消さないと。さよなら。危ね。危うく死んだかと思った。こんなしょうもないやつらにやられるとこやった。危なかった。焦った。こっちでいいかな。いらねえ。王の執務室。へえ。あ、なんかあるね。これかな。ここに来て一気に武器が拾えるけどさ。キャリッジの効果。はいはいはい。装備やな。しょぼ。防御だけで言ったらすごいしょぼい。あんまり変わらんね。なんか見た目もそう変わらんね。とりあえずじゃあこれでいいんか。ちゃうかったわ。忠烈なる助言役カリオストロ伯爵より。ここはあれか。王がおる部屋か。うわ、すげえ。やば、これ。バリカツイや。普通の瓶やな。なんで君いんの？当たらない。近づいてもこうしてこない。さよなら。じゃあなんなん、ただラッパ吹いてただけやった。おお、めんどくさいことこの上ない。ってやかましょう。コンパス的にはこっちじゃないっぽいな。何？生意気なやつやな。無駄にパリとかしてきよる。意外と結構エリアあるよね。ここにも誰かおるやん。よいしょっともらいます。エッセンスありがとう。魂ありがとうございます。これ階段さ、さっきのところずっと上に上がっていたらここに来てたんじゃないか説あるよ。これさっき途中でキュイって曲がっちゃったけどさ、まだ上あるやんと思っとってんけど。ここなんやろ。ここさっき来た場所かな。あ、でもなんか開けれるな。 開けれるところを開けとこうが。反対側から開けれない。ああ、これ表やね。はいはいはい。あ、じゃあこれもう1階まで降りてきたもしかして。あ、でもここも開けれるわ。開けれるとこいっぱいあるな。開けとかないと。あ、これ正面も開けれるんじゃん。なんかおるな。ほら、正面も開けれる。オープン。あー、庭園か。はいはいはい。あー、鍛えるやつがおるんか。なるへそなるへそ。両サイドに鍛えるやつおるな。ここあれやな。お稼ぎスポットやな。鍛えるやつもまあまあもらえるんで、ね。一応。結構稼げるんじゃないここ。なんかあれやん。よいしょっと。ほらきー。なんか今チラッと見えたからさ。目的地は上なんよね。やろうな。今なんか座るなと思ったんやつ。唐突に入ってくんな。はいはい。ここエッセンスめっちゃあるな。ありがてえ。楽して稼げるわ。楽して稼げるというか、そんな言うほどもらわれへんけど。お気持ち程度だけど。でも足しにはなるので結構ありがたいです。これカランカラン言ってもらって多分これ下におるやろ。あ、おるな、やっぱりなんか。よいしょー。はい。強化されるので消します。なんだこれなんだお、相手。カオスついてるの気色悪いよ。またエッセンスや。ラッキー。これめんどくさい時には空中からの攻撃や。微妙に食らったな。なんか上におんねんけど。こいつは違うんか。ここにもあるな。出たー。流体のあれや、液体ですね。流体の液体液体の液体言うてる名前。なんか無限の動力を得るみたいな。そんな感じの。まあ多分競争薬的なやつなのかな。モンハン的に言えば。はいはいはい。あっさり戻ってきたわ。てかなんかあれやん。
The
こんなんあ
lock
ったっけ
wasn't forced. Whoever opened it had the key. Monsieur Necker's bonds are still there. There's something engraved on it. H.G. Riquetti. Comte de Mirabeau.
そういや、ミラボーおらんくなってるよね。よくよく考えたら。ミラボーにも後で会いに行こうと思っとってんけどさ。ね、今決闘用の拳銃拾ったしな。これか
Whoever broke into this safe left behind the most valuable thing in it. This doesn't make sense.
はいはいはい。あ、ミラボー伯爵を問い詰めるあれ。やっぱりそうやね。じゃあ行きましょうか。結構遠いとこにおんな、あいつ。どういうおんねんあれ。だって外からこうやって開けれるってどういうことやねんな。おるやん。普通におるやん。普通におるけど、その前になんか落ちてんな。燃やされた手紙の端切れ。なあこれ。何を燃やしたんや。
I have just come from the Tuileries. The Armoire de Fer has been ransacked.
Diable. Someone beat us to it. This is very unfortunate. God only knows what we would have found there.
Whoever it was had to fight for it. I found a body there, killed by automats.
Mon Dieu. How dreadful.
Dreadful indeed. Especially since I discovered this in the victim's hand.
And what is that, pray tell?
A dueling pistol. With your name engraved on its plate.
Oh, May we? You're right. It is my pistol. It was stolen along with a number of other things. It happened just before the Estates General at my lodgings in Versailles. But how on earth did my weapon end up in the hands of this poor soul?
I am certain we will find an explanation. You appear to have burnt these papers in a hurry. I'm eager to hear your explanation.
It's nothing at all, I assure you. Frivolous letters that were cluttering my desk.
質問するって脅すっていうのがあんねんけどおもろすぎるやろこの選択肢。
I find your defense unconvincing. Why won't you tell me the truth?
You don't understand. This is a matter of the utmost importance that I cannot discuss with a creature such as yourself.
I am an automat, monsieur. This is true, but I serve the Queen, and my only aim is to put a stop to the crimes that have befallen the kingdom.
Well, know that you're not alone in serving the Queen.
What was in those letters you threw into the fire?
My private correspondence with the king. I had a key to the armoire, which served as a mailbox.
Are you conspiring with the king?
No, you don't understand. I was something of a shadow advisor, a diplomat, working in complete discretion. I feared his stubbornness would lead the kingdom to ruin, so I tried to reassure him regarding the aims of the Third Estate. But when Vaucanson told me what happened at Meudon, I realized it was a lost cause.
You claim to be a friend of the Queen.
The king has gone insane. After what happened at Meudon, that much is clear. We can no longer expect any leniency from him. Hence my support for his wife. She's a headstrong woman, and much wiser than she lets on. You must know that she means to put her youngest on the throne, the young prince, Louis Charles. A regency would restore peace and unity to the kingdom. Then all that would remain would be to establish a constitution. I have the support of the people. They trust me. I'm the only one that can bring about these reforms.
I found your pistol in the hands of a dead man. Who was this unfortunate soul?
Mathieu, one of the servants I had sent to retrieve the letters. I gave him the pistol for self-defense. Alas, it seems it was of little use to him against the king's automats.
Tell me, what happened at Meudon?
It's all here in this letter, written in the king's own hand. Please, give it to the Queen. She must learn the truth.
Why were you in such a hurry to destroy your correspondence?
The letters contained sensitive information about my Third Estate colleagues. If it had gotten out, I would have surely lost my allies' trust, as well as any hope of establishing a regency along with it.
手紙の内容長いな。バリ長い。この手紙さ、自分で移動できないんですよね。文章。哲学者が主張するような虚無へと帰りたくはありません。バリ長い。どんな長い手紙やねん。あ、この手紙、あれか、ルイの手紙、ほんまに？ほんまか？あ、でも放っておくしかできなかった。脅す選択肢もあったんやけど、なくなったな。もう話すらないわ。あ、だからこのエリア終わりかな、もう。デュイルリーは終わりましたね。なんか、露骨に怪しかったけどな。じゃあ、報告やね。 リュクサンブールに戻って、とりあえず終わったサイドクエストの報告をしに行きましょうか。さて、誰から報告するか。誰があったっけよいしょっと。ネッケルに報告。
Monsieur Necker,
Madame? Eh bien, do you come bearing good news?
your wife. You may rest easy, monsieur. Your wife escaped the massacre. She returned home and left you this letter.
Mon Dieu. She's going to meet our daughter and son-in-law at our charity hospital.
She may already be there.
Madame, I did not dare to dream of such an outcome. My wife and daughter. Can you imagine? And I thought I had lost both of them. The three of us will be able to leave the kingdom and put these horrors behind us forever.
What about the bonds?
Oh, the bonds. Do with them as you see fit. As long as the king does not use them. As for me, I'm going to find my family at once. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart. I pray that your efforts will be successful. Adieu, madame. Adieu.
Minister Necker has given his bonds to me.
That's quite a nice little sum. Can you imagine? That's 1/5 of the kingdom's entire wealth.
Wealth that the king squanders for his personal benefit according to his whims.
Ma foi.
Monsieur Necker certainly has been very generous to his adoptive country.
Generous? I have my doubts. The loan was granted at a very high rate. So high, in fact, that it would have dug the deficit into an even deeper state of abyss.
Eh bien, messieurs. To what use shall we employ this boonful fortune?
If I could spend it, I'd do everything I could to return to the people their confiscated freedom. To begin, I would get them the bread they so sorely need. It is only after the scourge of famine has been vanquished that armed patriots might then be able to rise up against despotism.
And where will you find wheat, Robespierre? Will you steal it from under the noses of the automats who have sworn to destroy the human race? As for arming the people, this is another one of your delusions. How could your ragged pack of wretches win any sort of battle that'd be unable to lift a sword?
When you insult the people, you insult me, Monsieur de Lafayette.
I am not insulting anyone, Robespierre. But I happen to know what it takes to fight. Unlike you. Monsieur, I was but a lad of 15 when I took up arms. And everyone here knows my role in the liberation of America from British rule. If you allow me to dispose of these bonds, I will found an army that will annihilate the Clockwork King's diabolical machines. As soon as I have the opportunity to leave Paris, I will rally the officers and troops that are stationed in the provinces. Then, I will call for a mass uprising. I will have more than enough money to pay their wages and procure the weapons we need.
And you will have obedient troops at your beck and call, ready to repress anyone who challenges your power.
These troops will only serve the will of the people. I swear it.
Are you sure that the king has spared the rest of the kingdom, Monsieur le Marquis?
I am almost certain of it, mon père. Despite all of his resources, the king does not have enough manpower to occupy all the garrisons in the country.
Aegis, no member of this assembly can force your hand. The choice is yours. To whom will you entrust Monsieur Necker's bonds?
これ、もう二択なんや、もう。どっちがいいもうどっちでもええわ、もう。どっちでもええな、これ。片やよくわからんし、片やなんか、武装集団になるし。じゃあ、ラファイエットなんだ、そこ。
I have decided to use these bonds for your cause. I urge you to put them to good use.
You've made the right choice, Dancer. Only professional soldiers and well-trained conscripts stand a chance of winning back the kingdom.
And of course, the people will have to kneel before their liberators. History will recall that sad day when we had to put our fate in the hands of an automat. If only her creator had given her a heart. Alas, she could not help but be blind to the people's misfortune.
なんか実績取れたわ。 んで、まだあるな。はい。
Can I help you, Aegis?
What is the significance of these objects steeped in memories?
Nemes. I have reread every work that I have on them. Pages that have remained unintelligible to this day. These echoes go back to the beginning of time, to that fateful day in ancient Greece when some dark magician took it into his head to bind a soul to an inanimate object. You see, Aegis, there is nothing more diabolical, nothing more unnatural than this sorcery. The soul is the very essence of the divine. It refuses to submit to such an abomination and resists, eventually breaking. The earliest necromancers whose works have survived through the centuries all describe the same phenomenon. When a soul is fragmented, 3 shards of memory are torn from its consciousness and take shelter in 3 objects that the victim held dear. It's as if these memories wish to remain bound to the mortal who had held them until then.
I found this notebook written in Latin.
Indeed. Medieval Latin, to be precise. Oh, hold on. Bon sang. Aegis, what a find. This handwriting. I would recognize it anywhere. It's in Nicholas Flamel's own hand. Give me some time to study this, and I'll tell you what I'm able to glean from it.
Have you finished reading the notebook, mon père?
Yes, Aegis, and what I learned from it puzzles me. In this diary, Flamel tells of 3 journeys. 3 journeys into what he calls the in-between. A strange world filled with wandering souls. Tormented spirits that are unable to ascend to heaven.
This world. It's where Cagliostro's victims were trapped until I freed them.
En effet, I believe you're right. But that's not all. Flamel planned to return there a 4th time. He wrote this in the final paragraph, in his handwriting, dated 21st of March 1418. That was the day before he died, Aegis. What if his body died while his soul was traveling through limbo? What if he were trapped, a prisoner in this purgatory? Aegis, because of your unique nature, we have an incredible opportunity.
What do you mean, mon père?
If the soul that animates you has been bound to the automaton that serves as its vessel, then it can be separated from it too. And if this were the case, the soul would travel to purgatory, where Cagliostro entraps the souls of his victims.
Hold on. Are you trying to convince me to go and find Nicholas Flamel?
I'm offering you a chance to speak to the man who discovered the Philosopher's Stone. Surely you won't pass it up.
Assuming I agree to venture into purgatory, do I even have a chance of finding him there?
Certainly. According to this journal, the soul flies to the zenith of the place where it left the body of the deceased. Or that of the pilgrim, in this case. If Flamel's soul is trapped in purgatory, as we've guessed, you'll need to go to the house where he drew his dying breath.
Is it still standing?
Of course. It's on Rue de Montmorency, in the quartier de l'Hôtel de Ville. You can get there via the cemetery of the Église Saint-Jacques.
And how do you plan to free my spirit from this automat?
We would simply need to break the bond between them. To do this, we would need to stop your machinery. For a short time, of course. We don't want to lose you, ma chère. As for the rest, it will be a question of mechanics, chemistry, or electric currents, or something or other. Therein lies the problem. This is far beyond my comprehension. But it is fascinating, isn't it? Perhaps Monsieur Bailly and Monsieur Lavoisier could shed some light on the matter.
Goodbye, mon père.
なんか今とんでもないこと言われた気がすんねんけどさ。あ、前それミスったらはい死ぬやんけ。なんちゅうこと言うね。
Monsieur Raymond.
Go on, Aegis.
ああ、いっぱいある。
I went to the Hotel de Massiac as agreed. What I discovered goes beyond your darkest conjectures. The club's members have no intention of merely depriving their slaves of rest. Rather, with the king's support, they plan to replace them with automat harvesters. The Count of Cagliostro is behind the plan.
Ma foi. But such a plan would certainly only improve the lot of these unfortunate people.
You are mistaken, mon père. If the planters get their way, they will have a greater need of slaves than ever. Only this time, They intend to slaughter them to power their machines.
Quelle abomination!
Par tous les saints.
4 days ago, the Paris Guard captured 100 black people. They were to be sacrificed as part of an experiment to test the effectiveness of the automat harvesters. Luckily, I was able to prevent the massacre.
Where are they now?
In a place they call the Dépôt des Noirs. I don't know where it is, but I managed to get the key. It bears the inscription, Tour du Diable.
The Devil's Tower is a prison in Vincennes, within the chateau walls.
That's 3 leagues from here. We'll only be able to free the prisoners once we're able to move freely ourselves.
At least they were spared the fate that the king and his accomplices had planned for them.
And what will you do with the 2 servants you employ, Monsieur Raymond?
I will continue to treat them well, as I always have.
However, under the laws you insist on following, they will become slaves again the moment they leave the kingdom for Saint-Domingue.
Certainly not, Monsieur de Robespierre. What kind of a man would I be if what I have heard had not opened my eyes? The planters of Massiac have been proven to be nothing but avaricious murderers. I thought I was dealing with opposition, but now I discover them to be vile enemies, from whom it would be vain to expect any compromise. From this day on, I will fight against their interests with all my strength, and will not lay down my arms until the last slave in the Empire has been freed.
Rest assured, then, that the people will fight by your side, Monsieur Raymond.
That's the spirit, my friends. Vive l'égalité.
戦いを手助けするっていう実績解除された。なら、バイーを最後にしようか。次はラボアジェ。
Monsieur Lavoisier.
What can I do for you, Aegis?
火薬。
The clues I found at the warehouse suggest that the gunpowder was moved to the Bastille.
Diable. You must find a way to get there and put an end to this threat.
あ、はい。
Do you think there is any way to interrupt my internal clockwork?
To what end?
I would like to briefly sever the bond between my spirit and this automat.
It is a very strange request, madame. For what purpose do you seek to free your soul from its shell?
According to the abbot, my spirit would then be able to visit purgatory.
Oh, that dreadful place. Why on earth would you want to go there?
I hope to find answers to some very important questions.
You must understand, madame, that your very nature is a mystery to us. We are ignorant as to the principle that imbues you with life, nor do we know how your machinery works. That is why it is impossible for us to make even the slightest alteration. It would mean taking an unacceptable risk. Of course, if we had documents that could shed light on the matter.
Antoine, the blueprints.
What blueprints, mon ami?
Ludia's. Eugène gave them to me when he was working on the modifications ordered by the king. He wanted my opinion on the potential for reducing the size of certain key parts. The documents are obsolete now, but they could tell us quite a bit about the mechanical principles that are shared by Ludia and Aegis.
Bon sang, you're right. Where are the blueprints now?
Alas, the situation is not in our favor. I kept them in the safe at the observatory, but earlier, when I went there to collect my most important documents, before setting off for the convent, I found looters making off with its contents.
Blasted scavengers. Their kind are always quick to make the most of chaos.
I chased them to the quays, but was unable to apprehend them. When they disappeared into an underground passageway under the Louvre, I decided it was best not to follow them.
You acted wisely, mon ami. The automats are everywhere, and the marauders don't stand much of a chance.
I'll try to track them down.
ルディアの設計図。
Goodbye, Monsieur Lavoisier.
まあそらそうよな。何もわからんのに勝手にいじくられへんよ。でもこのクソ大事な時にさ、勝手にいじくってアイゲス動かんくなったらもう終わりやからな。
Did you find the blueprints that were stolen from me?
No, Monsieur.
Don't forget that those documents are our only chance to discover what was used to craft you. The looters disappeared into the tunnels under the Louvre and the Tuileries. I find it hard to believe that they were able to escape from that maze safely.
I found this box with astronomical symbols on it. I believe it belongs to Vaucanson's daughter.
Athenais' secret box. I built it with my own hands. It was my gift to her on her 15th birthday.
I wasn't able to open it.
Naturellement. Athenais and I are the only ones who know how.
Allow me. You must arrange the planets the way they were aligned on the day of Atanias' birth. Voila, like this.
What's this locket?
Atanias is always wearing this. It contains a portrait of her late mother. She said it was her most cherished possession in all the world. To think, the poor child never knew her own mother.
You monster! What did you do to her?
Good God. Ludia, what happened? You froze the moment you touched the locket. I thought I'd lost you.
I saw her. Athénaïs de Vaucanson. The Comte de Cagliostro has her.
Mon Dieu. It is just as I feared.
He bound her spirit to an automat.
Please, say no more. Athénaïs. It is her spirit that animates you. Is it not?
Yes. I believe so.
Seigneur, quelle abomination. It is vital that you go and find Athénaïs as soon as possible.
She is right in front of you. I am Athénaïs.
Alas, I fear that is not entirely accurate. You know nothing of Athénaïs, Ludia. Nothing of her past, her joys, her suffering. Nothing of her love for her father. You are but the vessel that harbors the poor child's soul.
Where can I find Athénaïs' body?
God only knows. Although I assume that the Comte de Cagliostro is taking pains to keep her alive, this is certainly the only way to keep her spirit alive in you. The only way to free her is to find her body.
Why was Eugène de Vaucanson imprisoned in the Bastille?
Once he discovered the king's true intentions, he refused to continue cooperating with him. He refused to use his talents to create this abominable army. But the king didn't take kindly to his resignation. Eugène did manage to get a letter to me just before he was arrested. Here, take it.
かっこいい。さらばだ。あ、じゃあこれさ、要は今まで戦ったボスとかと同じような原理で動いてるってことになるんやけど、そういうことでいいんかな。じゃあそんな箱開けたらアイリス動かなくなるじゃん。まあいいや。とりあえず、人の話聞いてたら眠なってくる。サイドクエスト終わったんかな。なんかだいぶやったよね。あ、一応あるにはあるな。死者のランタンと王国の未来。これ両方ともモンマルトルが新しい例やね。ルーブルの下水道がレディアの設計図を回収する。ルーブルの下水道ってどこや？あ、これか。レディアの設計図。サイドクエスト。とりあえずじゃあこれやるか。ルディアの設計図。じゃあとりあえずここまで行きましょう。 ああこれか。よいしょっとね。なんか気づかれたな。んここそういや来てなかったっけ。はいはいはい。おーすげえ、下あるやんちゃんと。まあまあ強めの敵が湧いた。さよなら。ここになんかで、よいしょー。上に行けるな。通行不可。よいしょー。ラッパちゃんやん。パー。もう狭いからラッパちゃん結構危険やねん。危ね。一回上に行けってことかな。上になんか露骨に袋あんねんけど。じゃあまあ上に行きますか。よいしょっと。なんか
boss. It hurts. It hurts.
Steel yourself, Claude. Just be thankful you got out alive.
Still in pretty bad shape.
Et puis quoi? Don't you think it was worth it? This tunnel is a gold mine. With what we've managed to gather, we'll be set for a long time.
あ、盗っ人と話すってある。
Monsieur,
Huh? Who goes there?
Oh, so, let's get the hell out of here! Run, Claude! Run if you can!
Oh, my lure! I told you we'd get caught.
あ、すげえな。ちゃんと主要人物以外おるやん、キャラ。おらんのかと思ったわ。盗っ人がおるやん、ちゃんと。死んでなかったよな、じゃあ。どうもー。どうもー。危ねえ。どうもー。どうも。どうもー。上からアタックマジ強い。こっちっぽいよね。下に降りれるけど。まあ、とりあえず、露骨に光ってるあれ拾っとくか。当たらない。当たった。これ上行けるな。上に行く意味があるかどうかは分からんけど、よっと。あー、なんかすごそうなおるな。でも多分俺目的地下でしょ。盗っ人があれから上に行けるわけないでしょ。普通に考えたら下でしょ。行きまーす。よいしょっと。なんか張り付いてんな。なんかこの立ち方かっこいいな。はいはい。何これ。あー、めんどくさいやつ張り付いてるやん。うわー、危な。氷と電気か。あったー。オッケー。めんどくさい方が死んでる。やった、中鉄やん。ラッキー。よいしょっと。買うとまあまあ高いんでね。拾えるもんは拾っとかない。じゃあやっぱり上でいいんか。こっちで合ってるんか。よいしょっと。露骨に地面すり抜けてるけどな。ね。
looters from the observatory. Poor souls. They didn't stand a chance.
今逃げるぞって言ってたやつ、もうここで死んだってこと？だっせー。あ、これにやられたん？ダサすぎやろ。あお！いけ。俺に勝ち目があるかどうかも怪しいぞ、これ。一気死んだ。さよなら。あ、オッケー。一発食らったけど、もう攻撃モーション入ってたから強制的やったね。一発もらってたもんね、なんなら。で、火事場泥棒2人だけやった。なんか3人ぐらいおったような気がすんねんけど。まあまあ、道中ってなんかちょろちょろ死んでたから多分そういうことなんやろうな。ここの向こう行かれへん。ああ、ここにいっぱい死んでるわ。粉砕されてるやん。かわいそうに。キャリッジの効果。
Ludius blueprints. Fortunately, they are in perfect condition. Monsieur Bailly will be delighted.
お前、火事場泥棒っぽい。なんか、絵とか盗もうとしてるやん、なんか。これ盗んだところで意味あるか？ 盗んであれか、だからここパリ以外のどっかに行って売りつける的な感じやったかな。あっけなくオートマトにボコボコにされて死んでるけどはいはいはい。ならもうさすがにめんどくさいからキャリッジの効果使いましょう。期間早いならこれ遅れるやん。えーっと
Monsieur Bailly. Here are the blueprints you asked for.
Good heavens. You found them.
Your thieves were not able to profit much from their theft. They met with an unfortunate end.
Oh, the poor souls. Their crimes did not deserve such a permanent ending.
Certainly, certainly. Let us look at these documents now, if you will.
No, Antoine, the F-wheel is not part of the cog that transfers the driving force to the escapement.
Diable, you're right. It's driven by the B-wheel, and its axis is on the shaft that's visible at this point.
Precisely. In fact, the shaft sits between the conical bearing and the small groove here. See?
True. It's decided then. All we would have to do is separate these two plates to disable the entire thing.
And to put them back in place at the agreed time to start the machine again.
You will not be able to assist me. I have to do it alone. Half a league away.
You must be joking.
By no means. You'll have to find another solution.
Unfortunately, madame, you're asking us to do the impossible.
Oh, ça, par exemple.
Once your spirit is untethered from this automat, it will be impossible for you to start the machine up again.
Hold on, my dear Antoine. Is this device in figure 4? Is it still in place?
Yes, it is. What of it?
Bon sang. It's a timer. It's primitive, true, but fully functional.
The dial has marks from 1 to 15. Probably minutes.
It was to allow Eugène to plan the duration of Ludia's dances in advance.
Oh, I see. And by reversing the position of this peg in the center, we could instead turn it into a period of inactivity.
Nous y sommes, mon ami. Fantastic.
Will Aegis be able to operate this device herself?
We'll make it easier for her. All you have to do is put a bolt there that she can remove when the time is right. Yes, a small iron rod will suffice. We won't have any trouble finding something that will do. When the timer dial reaches 0, the automat will come back to life. However, given the dial's fragility, we will probably get only one chance to try this.
Are you sure that the bond between my soul and this machine will be re-established?
Ma foi, I admit that we can't be sure of this. What do you say, mon père?
Don't be afraid, Aegis. Unless I've been wrong from the beginning, your soul will seek refuge in the only body it has available to it in this world.
Well then, shall we start the preparations?
Let's begin. My fate is in your hands, monsieur.
Voila. Everything is in place. When it's time, just pull on this metal loop to start the timer.
Remember, you will have 15 minutes and no more before your spirit returns to your body. We wish you good luck, madame.
Remember, to get to Rue de Montmorency, you're best going through the cemetery behind the Église Saint-Jacques in the quartier de l'Hôtel de Ville. Here is the key to the gate. Our prayers are with you, my child.
魂が収容されるであろう世界に旅立てるぞやば。俺帰ってこられんかったらどうすんねんマジでほんならどこ？これか。狭間の世界に侵入する。シテ島か。じゃあシテ島行きましょうか。だったのにわざわざ地下道来てめっちゃ遠回りしちゃった。オッケー、ここやね。よっしゃー。前開かへんかったとかやね。狭間の世界とは一体どんなところなのか。あっさり終わる可能性もあるし、何かしら探検できる可能性もありますし。狭間の世界に行く前にあの世に行っちゃう。よし。 結構おおブッチャーかよ。あばーやるじゃん。あれで当たるんやもんな。危ねえ。はいはいはい。なんかいっぱいおるな。君の札が正義のため。はい。置いてきて。やっぱジャンプ回転攻撃はジャンプ回転攻撃っていうかジャンプ強攻撃は強いっすね。使いやすい。意外となんかごちゃごちゃしてんなこのエリア。なんかあるわ。壊してるか。よいしょ。どこやここ。ああはいはいはい。これあれっすね。このエリアに入ってくるところの入り口っすね。すぐそこって感じ。ここ登られへんのか。こんだけかな。あ、モンモレシー通り。あ、こっちで合ってんのかな。なんかコンパス使ってなくて適当に来ちゃってるんやけど。合ってるっぽいな。あ、合ってるね。オッケーオッケー。宝箱あるわ。指示に従わんと適当に来てんねんけどさ。あ、キャリッチの効果や。オッケー。一応休んどっか。よし、オッケー。ならなんかあるな。何これ。ランドリーとね。かつての錬金術師の住処より。錬金術師ってほんまにおったんかな。なんかとなんかを組み合わせてものを作るというほぼ魔法使いみたいな感じの存在やけど。いなさそうではあるけど。うわすげえ。
Monsieur.
Zounds! Praise be to the Holy Mother of our Lord, at last thou speakest! Gentle dame, you have erred here for so long, not a word uttered. In singular contemplation of such terrible slaughter.
A long time, you say? That's not possible, sir. I've just now appeared to you.
Nay, thou must trust me. And thou wast hardly alone in this limbo. There were many travelers, stiff and silent, all in agony, all bound to the anchor stone.
What travelers do you speak of?
The first to arrive was a sobbing child, searching for his mother. After him, many a damned soul carrying their own heads in hand. Then, those whose thoughts passed through me. A minister of God tormented by doubt.
Hold on. A minister of God? Monseigneur de la Fare?
A scholar with soul star-filled, and a learned master of alchemy.
Monsieur Bailly and Monsieur Lavoisier.
A usurer who shed so many tears for his lady.
Monsieur Necker, mourning his wife.
All bound to the anchor stone. Wretched souls, their ascension to the heavens repelled.
The anchor stone, monsieur.
Lapis philosophorum.
The philosopher's stone.
Aye! Vile knave who took it for his own lately. No count is he but that of trespass and perfidy.
Cagliostro.
Well met. The rope for this varlet and I shall be avenged. The anchor stone keeps the travelers in this limbo and makes them masters of the Iron Titans. From the defunct springs the fire that burns inside these demons. Lanterns of the dead. Witchcraft of the blackest sword.
The terrible slaughter. You say I was just observing the massacres?
Aye. Vile, innumerable crimes. The devil's own accursed titans and their restless horde. They drinketh from the lake where the souls of the dead sleep. Men and women offered in sacrifice to feed the pyre. Then the terrible maw was opened, and in flowed legion of the dead. Ne'er hast I seen such and so many here during all my stay. Oh! The stone is verily mine dark confine. Lonely, so lonely, that mine vessel is no more, and my soul still cloistered in this place. Alack, I do despair of ever ascending to heaven. Gentle dame, I prithee do shatter mine stone.
You want me to break the stone that contains your soul? Is that what you're asking me to do?
Aye, my God, I beg thee.
Do you know where this stone is? You've been buried for more than 3 centuries, monsieur.
The precious jewel, sublime treasure, was inscribed in my legacy, my testament. On my tomb engraved, gentle dame, on the tomb!
Strange encounter. I must tell Abbe Grégoire about it immediately.
探索とかなかったですね。そういう世界かと思ったら、もう強制的に目的の人と会いましたね。話通じてないんかと思ったら意外としっかり話通じてるっていうね。はいはいはい。読んでもわからない系ですね。各所。で賢者の石を使って箱の中に閉じ込めてたやつの魂だけをつなぎ止めてオートマタとその魂を賢者の石でつないでた的なやつでしょ、要するに。まあ、要するに賢者の石なかったら死んでたってことですよ。賢者の石って錬金術師的な世界ではお決まりよね。よっと。で、これでいいんかな。これでもう終わりっぽいっすね。ここにウエスタがある意味がいまいちよくわからんねんけど、絶対ある意味ないから。別に特に戦いとかもないから。じゃあ、これも戻ればいいんかな。目的なくなったね。あった修道院へ戻るよね。オッケー、じゃあ戻りましょう。来た来た。この人な。グレゴワールし。会ってきたよ、魂と。
Can I help you, Aegis?
The plan worked as we had hoped. My spirit left my body, and I traveled to the in-between.
This is extraordinary. It confirms all my theories.
You were right about the rest, too. Nicholas Flamel's soul had never left the in-between.
Mon Dieu, 4 centuries. What a fearsome fate. Were you able to speak with this unfortunate soul?
Yes, mon père. He claimed that I had been in purgatory for a long time, but had never spoken until then.
Please, go on.
He said he had met other visitors. Based on his descriptions, he was speaking of Monseigneur de la Fare, Minister Necker, Monsieur Bailly, and Monsieur Lavoisier. They all seemed unaware of his presence. All bound to the Anchor Stone. Those were his words.
All those whom Cagliostro turned into his homicidal playthings. Yes, it is just as I thought. The subject has the impression of being the automat it is bound to, but his soul remains in the in-between world.
Mon père, Monsieur Flamel begged me to free him from purgatory. He has suffered for too long.
How can we help him?
If he is to be believed, we would simply have to break his stone.
Of course, the Philosopher's Stone. The Anchor Stone that keeps him in the in-between. But where could it be after all this time?
Look at this, mon père. These are Philosopher's Stones made by Cagliostro's hand. Do they look familiar?
Heavens, they do. Ages. The ancient chalice of Saint-Jacques is adorned with a similar stone. It was entrusted to me by the parish priests, along with some other relics. I stored it in a reliquary chest in this very room. Here's the key. Go. Let us not waste a second more.
なんて書いてんやろ、聖なんとかの鍵。
Goodbye, mon père.
そこに、何やフラメル何やったの、重い石じゃないけど、まあ、賢者の石があると。それ壊しに行けばいいんやな。また、一回報告しにもなあかんからさ。どこ次。あ、フラメル。ニコラ・フラメルの賢者の石を破壊する。あ、でもこの場所か。どこあ中あ、これずっと気になったこの露骨に光ってるこれマジでまさかこんなところにあるなんて。
Here it is.
4 centuries, Aegis. 4 centuries. No mind can begin to comprehend what this poor man has suffered.
Is this the fate that awaits us? An eternity of silence and solitude?
Purgatory is just a stop on the journey, Monseigneur.
Oh, I would give anything to believe it again.
Monsieur Flamel, the time has come to set you free.
Seigneur, Dieu nous garde.
Oh, blessed maid who has broken my chains! Heavenly light! Oh, heavenly light! I shall become one with it!
Et cum haec dixis et videntibus illis elevatus est.
And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up.
Hallelujah! Purgatory is not the end. Do you know what that means, Abbot?
Before I say anything, I would like to take the time to consider the phenomenon we have just witnessed with a clear head.
You are mistaken. What we have just seen and heard makes us new apostles. From this day on, I will live only to share the good news of this divine manifestation.
That is all well and good, Monseigneur. Alas, I will not be able to join your apostolate, for there is no mission more vital than the one we are undertaking. At the moment when the tyrant aims to annihilate his subjects, I have a duty to put deeds before prayer.
なんか途中からあれやんね。あ、箱閉じてるわ。結構現実味じゃないけど、まあオートマタがおる世界で現実味も何もないんやけどさ。これに関してはもうだいぶオカルト寄りな話になってたよ。終わったね。古の錬金術師っていう実績が取れましたね。はい。 んなら、サイドクエストが、あとは、死者のランタンと王国の未来はモンマルトルまで行かないと意味ないので、火薬の道っすね。ラボアジェに火薬があったんで、バスティーユへと向かったって書いてんねんけどさ、このバスティーユっていうのが俺らどこにあるか全くわからんねんけどさ。しかもさ、これ何が面白いってさ、サイドクエストも何も出てないんですよね。バスティーユに向かったって書いてあんねんけど、何にもないんですよ、このマップの、場所に。モンマルトの中にバスティーユっていう場所があんのかな。でもそれでも出てくると思うんやけどな。まあ、とりあえず出てないんで、ちょっと無視しましょう、火薬は。わからないことに時間を費やしたくはないので。まあ、とりあえずじゃあ今回はここまでにしましょうか。はい。じゃあ、次回はまたメインクエストの方に戻りましょうか。今回はここまでにします。お疲れさんでした。